Yo, what's up guys, Shad here, coach of Bayern Munich, and welcome back to the FDA, the Free Draft Association. Been a while since I uploaded the first 2 weeks, but I figured I would upload them for completionist's sake, because the season finished. And yeah, but I'm gonna have them all in one video now, barring the first 2 weeks, which I will put in the description down below, a link to the playlist so you can find those two and know what happened in the first 2 weeks, what my draft is, and all that stuff. So, Week 3, this is probably, this is by far the scariest matchup as we go up against Zeden, a subscriber of mine, and a cool dude with a terrifying draft. I don't know if he made the changes after or before I played him, but I'm going to read off his draft real quick, and you will quickly realize how stupid it is. Mew, Megalopony, Taranta, Lando I with Sandforce, Sylveon, Skarmory, Porygon 2, Latios, Alola Marowak, Tapu Koko, Amoonguss, and Suicune. So, bit shit, for me that is. So, I have this team that I'm gonna go over quick. We have Zeden that has EVs in every stat that isn't special attack. I think I'm running an Impish Nature. It's just a really bulky spread that can DD up on things, and a +1 2 KO Fizzdelf Sylveon with Fire Punch, +2, +1, +1. And kind of just go from there. Hopefully set up on some things that can't do as much damage, like the Tapu Koko. And that's all fine the idea. Don't have to worry about something like a Z Dazzling Gleam or Guardian of Alola, because Z moves are banned in this league, so that's cool. I like this league because there are no Z moves. Yeah, we have Fizzdelf, Tapu Fini. We have a Kebia Berry Superior to deal with Lando I, kind of. We have a mixed defensive Nidoqueen with Stealth Rocks and Toxic, Fizzdelf, Calm Mind, Wish, Psychic, Flash Cannon, Rachi, and a Scarf Buzzwole. So, I'm just gonna get into the game. As per usual, I'm gonna lead with Nidoqueen, as people like to do. I see it's with Lando I, so he's probably gonna expect me to be Sugar Berry, so he's gonna switch out. But I'm just gonna make the safe Ice Beam play, knowing I can live one hit. So he goes into Mew. He's probably not going for a Psychic, so I'm gonna stay in and go for a Toxic. However, he has Bulk Up, and that's a little scary. But I get the Toxic off of Mew, which means the thing's a lot more manageable now. If he subbed up there, I would have been a very, very sad panda, but he didn't, so that's all fine dandy. What I can do now is go into my Drachi, as I am Fizzdev with Wish and Calm Mind, so I should be able to weaken the thing at least enough to a point where I can manage it. But I'm going to go for Flash Cannon, outspeed him, get a crit, which is a little nice, but he goes for the Softball, so it doesn't even matter. So unfortunately, I'm just going for another Flash Cannon. I want to keep the thing as low as possible and just be, fine. And he Baton passes into Megalopony, and I'm like, oh shit, fuck my dick. So he's gonna Megalopony. I'm gonna stay in. I can maybe live a hit. More importantly, he's probably gonna overpredict as he does, and I'm just gonna fire off a Psychic. Like if he were to do that as I went to my Buzzwole. Also, yeah, Buzzwole doesn't kill. He needs a +2 defense now, so going to Buzzwole down and predicted high jump kick, no point. My best play is staying in and go for Psychic. Hope that he overpredicts and doesn't kill me. Or doesn't kill me, and that's exactly what happened. So he also probably was like he scout for the Protect as well. So yeah, Drachi goes down unfortunately, but now I can bring in Brawlake and just go for the Earthquake. Unfortunately, he clicks Protect, and that's very selfish of him. I didn't want to lower my defense, and Earthquake kills even a +2 defense from this range, so that's all fine dandy. I'm not gonna overpredict. There's no point. He just goes into Lando, and that's fine. I'm going to switch out, go into my Superior, as it is my dedicated answer to it. However, Psychic still has a ton because I am barely invested in bulk. I'm going to fire off a Sleep Storm, do over half, get to +2, and he's going to go for the Wave. With the capability, I can eat that up. However, he crits me, but Superior is a monster and still lives in 5%. I would have been mildly salty if he killed me there with a crit, but he didn't. This turn, I'm just going to go for another Leaf Storm. I have no reason not to. It will get a kill unless he goes into Skarmory, which can fire off a hidden power Fire on. So Mew goes down. That's all fine and dandy. A thing is not a problem anymore. He goes to Megalopony, and he's going to reveal the Quick Attack, which is good to know. So he's returning Quick Attack, High Jump Kick, and Protect. What I can do now is go into my Tapu Fini, because this thing can't kill me, and I can just fire off a free Surf on anything, because nothing on his team wants to take a Surf at this point. So he goes into his Tapu Koko. I get a chunk off, and he actually reveals to be leftovers, which is very interesting. But I have a counter, and that is Nidoqueen with the mixed defensive investment. Even a Brave Bird doesn't 2-KO me, even HP Ground doesn't 2-KO me, but of course Nature's Madness brings me down to half. However, that's fine. He still can't kill me from this range, so I'm just gonna get my Stealth Rocks here, get some chip damage off on anything that wants to come in, as he U-turns out into his Sandorus. Unfortunately, he didn't go for Ice Beam, but would have been a bit too cool of a play if you ask me. But this turn, I'm just gonna say either he overpredicts, which is somewhat likely, or he doesn't kill me, or he just kills me. I don't have a switch in, so like I'm just gonna click Ice Beam. He could have overpredicted and go for Psychic, which might not have killed me since he has leftovers. Predicting my Scarf Buzzwole to come in. Maybe go for Sludge Wave, expecting Feeny for some reason, though that would be bad play. Maybe predicting Zard to come in. So there was a chance he would overpredict, but he just gets up his rocks, which is a good play on his end, because that weakens my Zard down to half. If I don't click Defog, and he knows me, so he's not going to expect me to go for Defog. So at this point, he doesn't have anything that can kill my Nidoqueen from his range, so I'm looking pretty spicy. He's going to bring a Mega Lopunny, go for the return that does not kill me, there's no chance of killing me from this range. I'm just going to knock him out with the Earth Power. Nidoqueen grabs another kill. So, we're up 4-3, but now things are getting a little hairy because he brings in Tita, and in my mind, since he had to bulk up Mew, I kind of figured he would be Weakness Palsy. Sorry about that. So yeah, I kind of figured he would be Weakness Palsy with potentially Rock Polish, so there was nothing I could have done, realistically, because if he wasn't and he just went for a Fire move there, a Fire Blast or anything, Buzzwole was dead, so I can't switch into that. I can't switch into Zard, I can't switch Finny into like a Bandit Stone Edge or Crunch, well, I can't switch into Crunch. Bandit Stone Edge, so basically my best play is quick second Nidoqueen and going for the Earth Power, get some damage off regardless. And as it will turn out, he is a Weakness Palsy. He's a really bulky spread. He gets +2/+2 and he gets +2 speed as well because he's Rock Polish, and at this point I pretty much lose unless he's not packing a special move from a Buzzwole. So Queen goes down. I'm going to go into my Finny as it's most likely that I can live a hit with that, maybe 2 or crit. Well, the team is a Rock Slide, so doesn't matter. It's just lucky and bad prevails. So you get special type drop, which might help Buzzwole live, but yeah, we're lucky. Basically, as you will see, Rock Slide does 45%, and that would have been a 2-hit KO. Don't get Flinch this turn, and that's pretty much going to be the game right here. So yeah, lucky and bad prevails. I'm not feeling bad about it. So he brings in Skarmory. This turn I'm just going to defog because Zodex is my win condition at this point. As it's not just a win condition, it just wins. So Shoddy click defog, wild. But I'm going to taunt the thing so he can't get up any hazards, he can't roost or anything of the sort. Drill Peck doesn't do that much to me, so it's all fine and dandy. I'm just going to fire off a couple of serves and sack the thing off. And my play, the safest player for me to win is just to sack my Finny here, not actually kill this Skarmory, which I easily could do, and then go into my Zodex, Mega up and DD up, because otherwise he could like crit me with Coco after like living a Fire Punch, so I kind of want to fuck with that. Also, if he's Rocky Helmet, I would take additional damage, and then I'm even more likely to die, so I'm going to go for Moonblast here instead of the Surf, die, and that's pretty much that. Finny goes down, and now I can go into Zard. I can DD up, or Mega up, and then DD up, and then win the game from there. So, GG Zeden, I am lucky, and that's good. It's fine. This was during the NPL season, so I will take it because I got hacks there, and I will take any good luck I can get here. So, Fire Punch just actually killed the Coco because I'm not very invested in attack, and he seems to be a bulky spread, but he's gonna die in the following turn, and Skarmory is gonna drop to a Fire Punch as well, and that will be a GG to Zeden. So, the Zodex with a ridiculous EV spread that I will actually show you in a second wins the game for me, as it does, and he had an Ockerberry too, so it's kind of spicy. So yeah, GG Zeden, sorry about me being a lucky piece of shit, but that's what I do. So I'm gonna pause and show you the spread, and then we'll get into the next game. Look at this beauty of a Charizard spread, isn't it glorious? It looks better when it's Mega, but it's a regular Nebula right now. So, let's get into the next game. Okay, so here we are with week 4, and it's against King's Reign, and he has a team of Lanotti, Necrozma, Empoleon, Clefable, Serena, Volcanion, Nidoking, Mega Glade, Lantern, Umbreon, Silvally, and Kyurem. So a really interesting team, a lot of fat, and I was looking forward to play with the fat. You can take that out of context. And I have a DD Zodex with Roost. And just dual this up because it kind of just plows his team. We have a really cool Runicle spread. It's Fizz Dev, Magic Guard, Calm Mind, Recover with Psyshock and Toxic. That allows me to beat the Umbreon and Clefable, two of his potential answer to it, very, very easily. Unless he's Encore Clef, that could be a problem, or like an offensive Curse Umbreon, but I do have a Cold Berry as well for the Mega Glade. We have an offensive Sugarberry Nidoqueen. We have a, I think, Fizdef? Spidef? I think Fizdef Finny. A speedy Fizdef-ish Calm Mind Rachi with Wish, Thunderbolt, and Flash Cannon. And a Sub-Taunt Superior. So, I haven't actually rewatched this, so let's just see what happens. I'm bad. So, if the replay wants to start, there we go. He leads with Clefable as I lead off with my Superior, and that's pretty fucking cool because I can just taunt the thing. If he goes for like an offensive Fire Blast, it's unfortunate, but I'm 90% sure he's going to be unaware. So that's cool. And he tries to throw out the T-Wave, and it's perfectly fine by me. I'm just going to go into my Nidoqueen this turn, as I can take pretty much anything he wants to go for. But he goes into Volcanion, and I'm like, okay, Earth Power should do a chunk. It does do a chunk, and Steam Eruption just murders me. So goodbye, Nidoqueen. I don't have a switch into Volcanion, if you can't tell. So what I can do now though is go into my Zard and just click Dragon Claw and knock out the Volcanion. I think it was a roll. No, probably wasn't because it was max attack. So yeah, it goes down. He goes into Lando. I don't want to fuck with the thing, so I'm gonna switch out. Go into my Superior, as Steamos aren't allowed, so I can shoot an Earthquake. I think going for U-turn, a bit risky play on his end. I'm expecting him to be Scarf at this point, honestly. And him hard switching, doesn't reveal too much, but I'm gonna, excuse me, Forever Leaf Storm as he goes to Clef. And then this following turn I'm gonna make a bit of a misplay, I think, and go for, I guess Taunt is a fine play. Expecting him to, overpredict. He goes for Moonburst, gets the drop on me, which means I get a boost. But as you will find out now, he is actually unaware to go for Giga Drain, and he gets some health back. That gains me nothing because he is in fact confirmed to be unaware now. But what I can do now is just, I think, just fire off another one. Is that what I do? No, I keep Superior and go into Rachi. No, Reuniclus. Okay, sure. Yeah. So I go into Reuniclus. I'm going to try to Toxic the thing. I don't think he's ever going to Nidoking. If he goes into Napoleon, that's fine. He goes for T-Wave, of course. Gotta get the luck in there, but I Toxic Clefable, so at this point Zardex is looking even better than before. Yeah, I don't know why you would T-Wave a Reuniclus. That just seems like a bit of a silly play, but I'm gonna recover up. Yes, he gets up a Stealth Rock, so he's T-Wave Stealth Rock Clefable. Not a fan of Rocks Clefable ever. Obviously, you know me. But he brings an Umbreon. I'm like, okay, you're set up for it, and I'm gonna beat you 1v1 unless you have Heal Bell. So he curses up, and I'm like, interesting. But I have a Cobra Berry, and I'm gonna Toxic you. So I get the Toxic off. Unfortunately, he isn't even synchronized. So even if he was synchronized, would have been cool to get that off before I died. Well, before I got T-Wave, sorry. So I'm going to go with Finny here because I do have Taunt on the thing, and Umbreon can't do a thing to me. Also, in case he was like a payback variant, I didn't want Reuniclus to take that. I kind of want to keep the Cobra Berry intact just in case of knockoff on Lando or anything of the sort. So he goes for the Baton Pass. He has a Taunt. No, sir. He was White Herb Lando, as it turns out later. So fuck that. Yeah, that would have been a bit of a problem. But I go for the Nature's Mind, expecting the Empoleon to come in. Unfortunately, I miss. So that kind of sucks. But Empoleon can't really touch me, so I'm going to go for the Nature's Madness and bring this thing down to half. He goes for a Roar. That's completely fine, especially since he brings in my Reuniclus, and Reuniclus is immune to any kind of rocks damage. So he goes for a Hair Pump. There's a Chunklet, I guess. I'm going for Side Shock, trying to chip him down, trying to chip down whatever wants to come in, expecting potentially a Lando switch in. This time I'm going for Recover. Thankfully, do not get paralyzed. And this is basically a bit of a game of luck of him hitting and me not getting paralyzed. Thankfully, despite him hitting 2 Hydro Pumps in a row, I don't get paralyzed. And now as I go for Calm Mind, he does make the good play of going for a Roar, not wanting me to Calm Mind up. So a good play on his end for sure. But Finny comes out again against the opponent, and once again the thing cannot do a thing to me. So I'm gonna get rid of these rocks. Once again, I'm defogging wild, and he turns out to be defiant. Thankfully, he goes for Roy, and not like, I don't know, it doesn't get anything to do damage to me, so I'm just gonna go for Flare Blitz on Zardex. It comes out from the Roar, take the Rocky Helmet damage. So it might have been like Earthquake on that thing, would have been kind of cool, but you know. He brings in Lando, and unfortunately I'm not a Will-O-Wisp variant, and I'm just gonna sack off my Superior here. I would say that would not be the best play, but it was already in range for an Earthquake, so that was acceptable. Lag, I like it, yeah. So if I was still healthy enough to take an Earthquake, I'd say that would be a bad play, but as you see, I just drop. So, what I can do now is just go into my Tapu Fini and fire off a Surf, I would assume. No, Nature's Man is expecting the Clefable to come in. Okay, that's fair. or Nidoking, because I don't think... Did I even have Surf this game? I feel like I didn't have Surf. No, I didn't. I didn't have Surf this game, so that's unfortunate. I'm going to my Raji, hoping that he overpredicts. Nope. Hoping that he isn't Scarf, because I do outspeed this. I'm going to go for the Flash Cannon here. No, he's faster. So he's Scarf, Nidoking confirmed. It's good to know, because now I can safely go into Wrinkles, don't have to worry about a Life Orb, Shadow Ball, or anything coming my way. And essentially just Calm Mind up. And kind of, sort of win from here if I don't get unlucky. In theory, I also don't want Land to get past. I don't want him to pass any curses around, so I'm just gonna go hard into Finny here, and just taunt the thing. You're not passing anything, my dude. Unfortunately, he does get a wish off, and honestly, I'm not too worried about anything that's a wish past. And Nidoking, yes, is a bit of a threat at this point, but the chance of me going for Surf is there, so I'm just gonna go for the Moonblast here, trying to do some damage to whatever comes in. Turns out to be Clefable. I think he now knows my full set. Yeah, he does, so he knows I can't touch Nidoking. But I'm gonna taunt Clefable. I'm not gonna fuck with the thing. And turns out he tries to go for Rock, so it works out perfectly fine for me. And Clefable is just not doing anything. Reuniclus is also putting in work with Toxic on this and Umbreon. That's definitely helpful. So shout out to that set. Definitely a fantastic bring for me this match. So this is just a little fairy war, I suppose. He switches out here though, not trying to get murdered, even though at this point he just doesn't do anything as my team. I got the drop on King on the switch, and that is very nice for me, because now he can't kill me, and that's good. Smart sentences. I'm just gonna 500 Moonblast, seeing what he wants to lock himself into. And turns out, as you can see here, he is White Herb Lando, so that's kind of fun. He was Curse Pass into Lando T. I'll take all these spice memes people are trying to run to beat me as a compliment for how stupid good my team is, which is entirely true. So he goes for Rock Polish, and the following Earthquake doesn't do that much, and I can just go for 2 Moonblasts and knock this thing out. Even if he gets a crit, I should be able to live this. And Lando T goes down without doing that much. And now Zardex just gets up a DD and wins, because I think Clefable is in range to die from a little bit. Yeah, it is. So I just taunt the thing here, not letting it heal up. And basically, if Zardex gets in, I should win. So he drops my special attack again, which is mildly annoying, but at this point it shouldn't matter. I'm gonna go hard into my Zard, trying to speed this up a little bit, but he gets a crit, so that's just... that makes this game take a lot longer than it should, because I could have just DD'd up there and, you know, and won. But he gets the crit, and now I have to worry about my Zard actually dying. Yeah, super duper annoying, because now he can actually T-Wave me, and I'm gonna have to go for a Flare Blitz, not wanting to risk that. And that's really annoying, so yeah, that crit was a little unfortunate, but I think unless my Reuniclus gets T-Waved a bunch, or paralyzed a bunch rather, I should have this in the bag. So I'm gonna bring Reuniclus Cage, best name in the game, and just Calm Mind up. Nope, I get paralyzed. Okay, cool, yeah. So this is gonna be the game, me hoping to not get paralyzed, as he is hoping that I get paralyzed, and he like crits me in foul play a bunch. Pretty much I don't want to skip ahead a couple turns. As you can see, my Colberry pops in foul play is 12% as I get paralyzed, of course. Yeah, Calm Mind, he goes into Nidoking here, which can't touch me anyway, so give a couple Calm Minds. He doesn't crit me, thankfully, and I'm just gonna knock him out with the Side Shock. I had no real reason to recover there. I guess if he crit me it would have been a little unfortunate, but Side Shock seems like the better play, because it minimizes the chance of me getting crit. As you can see, I get crit here, so that's lovely. But I can get paralyzed on the recover, and this is pretty much me just winning. I say in the chat, you can see that you want to like not make this take an hour. Turns out he realized that this is not winnable for him at this point, because my Finny also would take 0 for my foul play. I have Taunt and Taunt and Moonblast. He was Toxic, so at this point I had the game in the back. So GG King. Reuniclus, this set just was perfect against his team. He didn't have Healer and Umbreon, so, or Clef, so this was just a perfect bring against his team. Put in a ton of work, put the team on his back, and that's beautiful. I'm gonna pause and then we'll get right into the next game. Okay, so here we are with week 5, and this week we're up against Kyle, a potato farmer, a good friend of mine. Really cool dude. I will put his link in the description below if I can find it. Same, of course, for everyone else I play in this video. But Kyle is a cool dude. I know him from the NPL chat. I forgot his old name, but he is now a potato farmer, so that's the best YouTube name ever in the Pokemon community, I'm pretty sure. And his team consists of Megadancy, Klefki, Thundy, Arcanine, Mamoswine, Latias, Shaman, Terrakion, Metagross, Milotic, Crobat, and Sharpedo. He actually took over from Bluesy, I believe, because Bluesy left, because Bluesy is a nerd. So yeah. We have a Fizz Death Tapu Fini, we have a Wish Protect, Toxic, Ironhead, Rachi with Chocoberry, and Speed to Outspeed Mamoswine. We have a DD Zardex with Dragon Claw and Earthquake. We have the spicy, everyone's favorite Double Dance Reuniclus, essentially Acid Armor and Calm Mind with Psyshock and Recover, which basically, I looked at this team, was like, oh hey, he doesn't have a Dark type, so I can just run this beautiful set that everyone loves. And right before the game I was like, oh fuck yeah, he has a Sharpedo. Oh, it's fine, he'll not bring it. He'll not bring it? He won't bring it. So that's that, and as you can see, he didn't bring it. So, and we have a Scarf Mienshao and an Assault Vest Raikou with Signal Beam, made shiny, so he's gonna be scared of the Aura Sphere, of course, so that's nice and hot. He bought Mammal, Crobat, Terrakion, Latias, Arcanine, and Megadancy, and that's all fine and dandy. Of course, Rachi with Spit Off Chocoberry is there to take on the Megadancy too, and Latias, so it's kind of there for both. That's why I wanted Wish and Protect, because they're going to be pressuring me, and yeah. So, I'm just going to lead off with my Rachi, as it has a good matchup against the Mamoswine that I'm kind of expecting. I can just get, an Ironhead off. Turn 1, he leads to Diancie. I'm going to make the man play, go for Toxic. Not that it was a great play, but it looked cool, because it's Mega Diancie, so it wouldn't have done anything. But he goes no Arcanine, that's fine. I'm going to Protect here, trying to scout for a set, because if he's offensive, I don't really have a switch in at this point, at least not a good one. So I kind of want to see his set as he goes to Crobat, trying to catch my Fini on the switch in, but I don't do that, so I'm just going to throw up a Wish here as he goes back into Arcanine, gets another Intimidate off, and as you will see now, he is in fact a leftovers variant, so it's really good to know he's not offensive, and I don't have to worry about the thing as much. What I can do now is just go into Fini, because I have a Wish up. Even if he goes for Wild Charge, I'm going to get back to full. But he goes for Will-O-Wisp, and Terrain is up, so that's spicy. And Arcanine was status before Terrain is up, so I'm happy. So I'm going for Nature's Madness, expecting the Crobat to come in, but of course that move misses, because it always misses. Kind of expecting a Taunt here, expecting my Rachi, or just in general, for my Fini. I'm going to Raikou here, but it turns out he just goes for Brave Bird, which is fine. Trying to chip down my Fini a little bit, but since I'm shiny, I feel like he's going to be scared of the potential Aura Sphere, so I'm just going to go for Volt Switch, expecting Latias. That's a much safer play, and that works out perfectly. As Latias comes in, and I'm just going to go for a Toxic here, because he is in the air, he's not affected by the terrain, so whatever he wants to do, I'll be fine. But of course, I miss as he goes for Tailwind, and that's a little bit spooky, because things that are fast and Tailwind are a little annoying. But what I'm going to do now is throw up a Wish and go into my Tapu Fini, because with Wish up in the air, I can easily take the Earthquake and just get back to full. That does a lot, because he is a Life Orb variant, but again, with the Wish over Max HP Rachi, I'm fine. And the Rachi Fini core is just working to perfection in this matchup. This turn, I'm just going to go for a Surf, get some damage off, and Crobat actually takes a solid chunk from that, so I'm pretty happy with that. This turn, seeing as he probably doesn't have Taunt, I'm going to taunt him so he can't roost up and all that stuff, and that works perfectly fine. It's used for Brave Bird, and that does 0. So at this point, my Fini is in range to get 2 killed by Mammal, but I think I have offensive pressure enough on it, and it is a Life Orb, so it's going to get worn down. I'm going to go into my Rachi here, as the thing is taunted, so it can't taunt me or anything of the sort. I'm just going to throw up a Wish this turn, I believe, as he goes for U-turn, gets a crit. Annoying, but who cares. I'm going to throw up the Wish here. Actually, no, I'm going to go for Ironhead, because I want damage off, basically. Yeah, in hindsight, it makes a lot more sense. So, going to go for Ironhead as he goes to Mamo, and of course, I'm a good player, so I Spat Crept him. I'm just going to knock him over with another Ironhead. He revealed to not be Scarf, and Mamo goes down. So we're up 6-5. Life is great, and he brings in Terrakion, and life isn't as great anymore, but I'm going to my Reuniclus as he just goes for your Earthquake. I had a Chocoberry, so I could have actually just stayed in there, but Reuniclus just absorbs that. That did nothing. But I think I'll go for Acid Armor here, just in case. Yeah, I go for Acid Armor because that allows me to take another Stone Edge, or take 2 Stone Edges if you were to go for one. And this is basically the game, because yeah, Reuniclus goes for Calm Mind, he brings in Mega Diancie, and he's gonna Calm Mind up. I'm gonna put this on fast, and I will win this Calm Mind war because I'm a Reuniclus and I have Psyshock, so I'm gonna Calm Mind up to +2 as he goes to +1. And I think I just go for a Psyshock here, not wanting him to get too many boosts and then like crit me or anything, so I crit him, so I think that mattered because I was uninvested, and you know, he's hoping for a crit with so much, he misses. That's gonna be the game. Reuniclus is just gonna grab those kills, and he goes for Healing, which denied me a kill. So a crit on Diancie kinda mattered, but he wouldn't have killed me, and I was still in range to live literally everything on his team, so that's fine. Crow comes in, does a clean 12.7%, and goes down, and now Arcanine comes in and is not gonna beat me. So me not realizing he had a Sharpedo until, you know, right before the game works out perfectly fine for me because he didn't bring it, and I just beat him with the Reuniclus set that shouldn't have been brought. Kind of, I don't know. I feel it was still fine to bring because Sharpedo wasn't too likely when I have a Tapu Fini at hard walls that I have Zodex that can take any one hit easily. Superior, Boss Wall, I just have all those things that can beat it. Even like a Cobra Berry Reuniclus with like Signal Beam or anything. It doesn't really care, so I think it was a fine set to bring, really. And yeah, so we move on to 5-0 plus 16, and that's actually where the regular season is going to end. At this point, it's impossible for me to not be in playoffs, and there are people in the league. There were some people that just didn't want to play anymore, which, you know, whatever. And the people that were at this point confirmed playoffs were the people that actually just still kind of cared, so that's cool. So playoffs is going to be between me, Zeden, Biribon, our week 1 opponent, and what's his name again? Gamma Go Gamma. I'm sorry. So, yeah. But that means there are only 2 rounds of playoffs. I have to apologize. I don't have to replay for the semifinals. I somehow managed to forget to save it. I'm really sorry. I really am. But I'm just gonna pause and we're gonna show that it can show you the team at least, and then I'll say what happens. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Okay, so I don't want to stop the recording, so I'm just gonna have to deal with this because I can't change dimensions otherwise. So, you know. First up, I brought a first dev common Reuniclus. Actually, I'm gonna go for his team real quick. I apologize. We played in week 1. His team hasn't changed since then. He made one change, I don't remember what it was. So, his team was Bengalatoria, Bronzong, Infernape, Crocodile, Staraptor, Komala, Slowbro, Frostlass, Breloom, Tentacruel, Magnezone, and Flygon. So, I brought first dev common Reuniclus because it actually has a pretty good matchup against him. You know, it also gives me another check for Infernape. Gives me a way of kind of dealing with Bengalatoria depending on the set. Excuse me, it also beats Bronzong 1v1. And that's pretty much it. I am regenerated, as you can see, because this is a pivot into Infernape, into Staraptor even to some extent, and Breloom, and even Flygon. So Tentacruel. So like it just has a pivot option. That's why I wanted regen over Magic Guard. Give me a pivot option and then just Calm Minding later on and winning the game hopefully. Another win con is the Superior Akiza with Leaf Storm, HPS, Dragon Pulse, and Leech Seed. Max HP, 40 in special attack, and then enough speed to outspeed something that I forgot. Infernape. Yeah, Infernape. Again, pretty cool win con, pretty bulky. Gives me ways of dealing with some stuff. I have HPIs because I want to hit the Megalatoria. Mainly, that's the main thing. I want to HPS focus hits Breloom, of course, but that's not as important, as Dragon Pulse still does a ton. Same with Infernape, Dragon Pulse still does a lot to that. If I get to +4, I think it just dies, so that's cool. And yeah, next up we have a Magnetized Calm Mind Raikou. Now, in the first match I brought Sub Calm Mind, so I figured he's gonna predict that, and he's gonna have Earthquake over like a status on pretty much anything that is possible. So yeah, I just decided bring Magnetize. Magnezone, if it were to come, is probably gonna have HP Ground. I say probably, definitely, because Nidoqueen, Zardex, and Raikou all get hit by that, and those are my 3 main switch-ins. Makes for a relatively easy prediction for him. And yeah, and Thunderbolt HPI is just good coverage against his team. And Raikou outspeeds his entire team. so that's pretty cool. I don't do too much to Magnezone, but again, it can't really touch me, and with Thunderbolt and lefties and Calm Minds, I should be fine eventually. So then we have a Cobble Berry, Buzzwole with Leech Life, Poison Jab, Earthquake, and Roost. 160 HP, 160 attack, Adamant, 188 speed. I forget what that investment is for. It had a reason, definitely, but I just don't remember. Poison Jab, of course, for Mega Altaria, and Cobble Berry allows me to beat Crocodile 1v1 no matter what. Like, I get the recovery back from Leech Life after taking Aerial Ace, and I'll be fine. That's pretty much that. Buzzwole, he doesn't have great switches to, great answers to. I didn't. I kind of sort of a little bit sacked it off week 1 when he went for Future Sight, and I was like, goodbye, and just sacked Buzzwole. So, unfortunate. I'm going to go on to Tapu Fini last. And then we have a Bulky Drati, mixed defensive, with a little bit of speed, Iron Head, Wish, T-Wave, and Stealth Rock. This is basically my answer to Mega Altaria. This is the closest I get to a counter, because Mega Altaria is a big threat to my team, and both variants are actually very, very viable against me, physical and special. So that is that. Now, I'm still weak to a couple things at the end of team building, and this is not my idea. I take no credit. This is Kyle. K22 is not the potato farmer person that just played. Kyle's idea. So basically, he has a lot of ways of checking my Fini offensively and hitting it hard, but all of them get hit super effectively by a Scarf Tapu Fini. So we have Choice Scarf Tapu Fini, Moonblast, Surf, Nate is minus HP ground. The thing, surprise kills on Flame, surprise kills Crocodile. Same with Mega Altaria actually, and Flygon. Magnezone even can take a chunk. Breloom dies to Moonblast. Seraptor can revenge kill. So this actually has a really good matchup. Scarf Tapu Fini is the spiciest set. And yeah. And still don't have to replay, I'm just going to tell you what happened. The thing won me the game. He had a Heal Bell Dragon Dance dual attacking Mega Altaria. I didn't flinch him with Mirachi, unfortunately, as a T-waved. And he killed me with an Earthquake. And then I had to basically rely on Fini killing it. I went into it. He was like, cool, I can like 2 Kyotos and live a hit. No, he can't. I outsped him. And I killed him with a Moonblast. And pretty much from there I won the game. I think I won 5-0. So it was a pretty dominant win in the semifinals, which means your boy is moving on into the finals. These are against the only person in the playoffs that I didn't play before, which is Gamma and his spooky scary team. So I'm gonna pause again, and then we'll get into the final match of the FDA and see if I can win my first championship or not. That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Okay, so here we are at the finals, and I'm gonna go over Gamma's team real quick. He has Weavile, Tornti, Mega God of War, Keldeo, Damanitan, Scizor, Roserade, Rotom Wash, Garchomp, Tangrowth, Gengar, and Uxie. So another really stacked team. Not quite as scary as Zeden's, because Zeden's is just straight up fucking broken. So I'm glad he beat him in the semis. Don't actually know how. Don't know if any of them uploads. If they do, then I'll put the links in the description for sure. And you can see how that went down if they uploaded, which I doubt they did. So he has a scary team, and I have checks to his stuff. So I have DDZX, as that just destroys his team. He has nothing for DDZX. The only things he has is T-Wave, Rotom Watch, which I can easily dodge with my Tapu Fini. You know, this terrain obviously helping me there, and a Fizdev, potentially probably Fall Play, definitely Fall Play, Uxie. So that's literally the only 2 things he has for the X. He could bring like a Habanberry Chomp, but even that is very, very unreliable, and offensive Chomp is a massive threat to my team. So yeah, that X just wins. I have a Scarf Buzzwole, as it gives me a fantastic check to a lot of his team, as well as a phenomenal win con late game. Sugarberry, Calm Mind, Raikou, that gives me a decent way of dealing with Chomp to some extent, and just another phenomenal win con. Fizdev, Tapu Fini with a little bit of speed. I couldn't spend much, but I wanted a little bit to speed creep potentially Rotom if absolutely necessary late game. We have a Spadef, Cobbleberry, Rachi with Wish Protect, Iron Head, and I think Toxic. Yeah. And a Spadef Alolan Muck, which is the first match I actually bring a Alolan Muck to, and I'm really happy because I love the thing. It's really good, and I will inevitably draft it more often. And with that, we'll just get right into the finals match. So I'm gonna lead off with my Raikou, as it has a good match against everything, really, even Garchomp and HPI. So if you were to lead with Tornti, it would be perfect, but he leads with Rotom Watch. I'm just gonna go for the Volt Switch, as he's not going hard into Garchomp, he's going Terran Growth, and this just invites my Zed-X, and I can fire over Flare Blitz already. So turn 1 or turn 2 we're in with Zed-X, and we're just gonna fire over Flare Blitz and weaken his potential checks, because none of them have reliable recovery, and my team doesn't really allow them to recover. They can actually run rest because they're both off the ground, which is kind of lucky for him. But Rotom takes a chunk, and I'm just going to switch out, not wanting to take a T-Wave. I'm going to go hard into my Raikou as he just goes for a Volt Switch, so he's messing around with threats apparently. That's a thing we do nowadays, didn't know that. And he goes into Uxie, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to Calm Mind on you, scare you out, and weaken you, because there's another thing that's in the way of my Zed-X. So I'm just going for Thunderbolt here, weaken that thing, and he goes for Yawn. So at this point, I have a play in mind of him going to Garchomp. I'm predicting Volt Switch because he's already seen Volt Switch. It is my play at this point, more than likely. So I kind of want to go for HP. I see it kind of style on him and kill the Chomp on the Switch. That's Yachi Berry. However, that doesn't seem like a play he should do. I think he should just go Tangrowth. So I end up going for the safe Volt Switch here, and as you can see, he just stays in. So that turns out to be the better play for sure. And I'm just going to go into my little Muck, hoping that he doesn't go for U-turn. That'd be cool, but he does go for U-turn. That's unfortunate, but that brings out his Garchomp, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And he's going to pull the double, predicting my Buzzwole to come in, I guess. Yeah, predicting my Buzzwole and going to Taunt, but I have 2 switches to this. 3 actually. I have Raikou, I have Rachi, and I have a little Muck, so I'm going to choose Muck here because Muck is by far the most expendable member, as despite him not having a switch, and I don't need it. I was mainly there to deal with things like my Gardevoir and some other things that it was very helpful for. This is included, of course, but I can also take any hit from the thing. I just, go for knockoff and get rid of something's item, which is also really, really helpful. So, yeah, gonna go to Muck as he goes for an Air Slash. That does nothing. I'm just gonna fire over knockoff here and get rid of the thing's item or anything with flinch. And he goes for Air Slash and gets a flinch, and then he goes for another Air Slash. But I can get a knockoff here, and no, I get flinched again. So, first up, that was a terrible play on his end. He should not let the only thing that stops my Buzzwole from winning get weakened like that. That shouldn't be a thing. If it was like Bandit, I guess he knows that I'm assault less from his damage, but still. Gungshot does like a million to the thing. Knockoff would get rid of its item. I can get a poison with knockoff because of my ability. So that wasn't a good play. I think he should have 100% attacked the Uxie there. There was no reason for him not to do that, because it was low. But he goes for the flinches, and then he apologizes in the chat, which I found very, very weird, but you do you. At this point, I'm already fed up with Pokemon. I hate this game. He goes for U-turn, and knocks out Muck, so great showing from Muck. Yeah, he said sorry in chat. I don't get it. He went for those flinches. Regardless, I'm going to make the switch here into my Buzzwole. And kind of wanting to click Stone Edge predicting Torn, but that would be a bad play of him to go into that because Stone Edge kills Weavile. And yeah, gonna go for Leech Dive as now he takes off this Uxie, and I get my Beast Boost. But of course he can just go into his Torn again. I kind of want to click Leech Dive because at this point the U-turn is super duper obvious, but he doesn't do it. He just went for Air-Slash, so safe place and stuff. And he goes for a knockoff. As I fire off a Toxic on the thing, kind of predicting Rotom Watch or Tangrowth to come in, or even the Garchomp. On any of them, Toxic would be much appreciated. He doesn't actually choose to go for the U-turn, which I found very weird. He hard switches to Rotom, which is fine by me. I have a Wish Up in the air now. I'm gonna Toxic the thing, and Zard is looking better by the minute. So, Shroom in chat. Charlie, what are you doing? That wasn't Thunder Wave. Thanks, Shroom. Didn't notice. So the reason Garchomp, I don't have a switch in, really, but, well, I do. I have Buzzwole. As I'm going to go into my Tapu Fini, however, because, oh yeah, I'm going to Fini because it can take 2 Earthquakes, and I can get rid of these rocks, which are kind of annoying. Also have Ice Beam, so that would, like, almost kill it, I think. Yeah, I think he lives, because Chomp is fat. So, I don't want to take a Leaf Storm, otherwise I would stay in. I think Leaf Storm, if he has it, is his play. If he has anything else, that wouldn't kill me, but he just goes for knockoff, trying to get rid of my leftovers. Fair play. But I'm going to throw up a Wish here with my Rachi as he goes for Earthquake. I made the safe play of Protecting. Probably should have gone for Toxic, to be honest. Not my greatest play, but, better be safe than sorry. Because I kind of want to keep my Rachi, because it beats his 3 out of 5 Pokemon he has. So, I'm going to my Fini again here, as he goes for the Earthquake, and that does do a chunk. And I think I decided to go for the Folk here because my Zod is the win con, and he decides to potentially sack his win con almost. So I don't fully understand that, but you know, fair play. Predicting my defog there, and Finny's gonna have to go down here, except he pulls the switch into Torn, predicting my Buzzball, which I made the play. So I don't know if I agree with my play there personally. Probably sacked Finny, but I guess it was, I don't know, Finny was kind of nice to prevent him from just clicking Outrage or Dragon Claw, I suppose. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So, yeah, you see a Torn T, and you see an Adamant Scarf Buzzball on your screen. Stunch kills, so I'm just gonna go for that and stay in. And of course, I miss, so... The universe doesn't want me to win anything, apparently. So first my Muck gets flinched down twice, not just once, gets flinched twice. But it would have gone for a knockoff and done a ton of damage to the thing. And then I would have clicked Pursuit on the following turn, 100%, and it would probably be dead at that point. I said probably, it would be dead at that point, so that was garbage. And now Mrs. Donut would have killed the thing as well. And Torn is still alive and kicking, and thankfully he goes for a U-turn. So Matty Brolic is still alive and kicking, that's beautiful. And he goes into guard chomp knowing that I'm locked into Stone Edge now. He knows that I'm Scarf. I'm gonna sack off my Finny, see what he locks himself into. He does go for the Earthquake, but now my Buzzwole comes back in. And I think I click Leech Life. I think I do. Pretty sure I do, because yeah, he can't risk going into his turn at this point. And also gonna switch out of my Mighty Brolic here because my Buzzwole, because Hydro Pump does way too much damage that I cannot take. And Raikou is probably the safest play here at this point. I don't know. Yeah, I don't want Zard to get like crit or hit super hard. So Raikou's my best play here at this point. But I'm gonna make a misplay here. I definitely should have gone for the Volt Switch. There's no way he's risking his Trump again there. But you know what? It's fine. I'm gonna Volt Switch out and go back into my Buzzwole here. That was definitely a bad play. Should have gone to my Rachi there, but at this point I was already annoyed at this game. And go for Leech Life, and this thing lives, and he knocks me off, and I'm no longer Scarf. So I pretty much lose the game because I got hacks to shit by this fucking Tornadus T, which is gonna come out here, and I'm gonna go into my Rachi and just eat up. He goes for U-turn. So I was willing to, I was considering clicking Elite Life there, as U-turn was entirely possible of a play, but I felt like it wasn't his best play. I don't know. Depends on who you ask. But yeah, he just goes for U-turn. If I stayed in there, I would have gotten a kill with Leech Life, but alas, I'm a bad player. Weaver comes in and knockoff just kills my Rachi, and things are looking grim, but there is a savior, and that is Zardex. So, Icicle Crash is a roll to treat Kiyomi, and it can also miss. He is Scarf Chump 100%, there's no way he isn't, so I have to give up 2 DDs. And the only way I can do that is if he misses. So, time for Rodeo. But of course, he goes for Icicle Crash, it flinches me. No, he doesn't. So you got for first DD. I'm gonna roost up on this turn because I don't want to die to an Icicle Crash. Of course, he could go into Chomp at any point, but I feel like it's a bit risky of a play. And then I can still win after that because I do have a Buzzwole that can eat a Dragon Claw. I'm just gonna keep roosting, hoping that he will miss an Icicle Crash eventually, and he does. There is justice in the world. And I'm gonna DD up a second time, knowing Icicle Crash doesn't do anything. He goes for Poison Jab, hoping for poison. Thankfully he doesn't get it, because this game already fucked me enough in the ass. And I got my revenge checks there, and Dragon Claw is gonna knock out the Weavile. Torn T comes in, even if he's max HP, he dies at this range. There is no way he lives this. Plop, get the fuck out my face, you lucky piece of shit. Now Garchomp comes in. If he's Habamberry, he lives this, but then I win with Raikou. He isn't Habamberry and dies. Roskin's gonna knock me down a little bit, and now Rotom Watch comes in, the last Pokemon standing between me and my championship. And I'm gonna go for the style points and kill him with the Flabbits instead of the Dragon Claw, and we are the champions of the FDA. So, GG Gamma, some questionable plays, some stupid luck that was not in my favor. But in the end, we end up winning, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I guess I have my first championship now. I guess that's cool. You know, I don't rate it too highly myself because there were only 8 players. I don't know how good these people were. They seemed all fairly competent, but nothing that, you know, would be like NPL, PPL levels probably. Like overall the competition, it's hard to judge of just like one game. But yeah, everyone seemed competent. So I guess it's cool, but it's only 8 people. I got a broken draft, and yeah. But hey, we win a championship, and this is a 45-minute long video. Laptop's gonna love rendering this. Oh boy. So yeah, that's that. Thank you all for watching. I don't know what you can tell me. I guess congratulations or whatever. Fucking do what you want. Hax was annoying, but then Hax saved my ass. Zardex ended the season with I think at least 13 kills. He's at 9 in the regular season and got 4 right here. And I don't know if he got any in the semifinals match. I don't think no, I didn't even bring it, did I? No, I didn't. So you know, 14 kills for Zardex in 6 games. 13, not 14. 13 games and 6 kills. That's pretty cool. Won a game and scuffed up if we needed. No one would ever get to see except for the people that were there at the time. That was on the day of March Madness, so you might have been around. And yeah, that's pretty much that. That's it for the for the FTA. We'll go back to PPL content. I also joined Evelyn's League, the meme, M-E-M-E. And we'll see if I upload some of those games. Probably will, if I find the time, because I have a pretty fun team. It's not a good one, but it's a fun team. And some cool opponents. So yeah, I'm gonna shut up now. This is already way too long of a video. We won our first championship, and that's cool. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, leave some nudes. I will appreciate all three of those, and hopefully see you guys next time. Goodbye.